Greetings, chess fans. My name is Arturs Neiksans. I'm the leading Latvian chess grandmaster, and guess what? I'm the 5-time Latvian champion. I'm already bringing you the spoilers at the very beginning of the video because I did it 2 days ago. Sorry, I had to spend a couple of days to calm down. I won my 5th championship title in Latvia, and with this, I secured my very first FIDE World Cup spot. It's absolutely insane, and I still cannot wrap my head around it. So, now that the emotions have a bit settled down, I would like to explain you how I will cover the tournament. So, during the Latvian Championship, I decided not to make any recaps. Why? Because I thought, because of the stakes being this high, probably it's gonna distract me. So that's why I waited until the very end of the tournament and then even some, so that the emotions settle down. And I will make the recap in 3 parts. So the part number 1 is going to be, which is this video, my Immortal Scandi game. I played it in round number 6, I think, round number 6. And it was probably the best game I've ever played. I'm not exaggerating. You're going to see it in a minute. So this is going to be part 1 of the recap. It deserves special recognition. Part number 2 will be taking on the entire Latvian national team. So even though I'm the leading grandmaster, there's some other grandmasters who want to compete against me, who want their hands on the World Cup spot. So the second part is going to be all about preparing against them, playing against and beating them. And part number 3 is going to be everything about the photo finish. I finished the tournament 8 out of 9, and guess what? I won the championship because of the second better tiebreaker. Because there was another grandmaster who had exactly the same score. Now, how crazy can this be? So it's going to be exciting 3 videos. But we're going to start with this one. And before I'm going to start to show you the game, there's another important news. Probably some of you are already aware of it. As of 5th May of 2025, which is this Monday, my 5th Chessable course, the battle-tested Scandinavian defense, has been released on Chessable and also should be available as chess.com course. Even though I checked it, it's still not there. So the link is going to be in the description. There's also the intro 10-day sale, so you can get your hands on it and see if it's worth it or not. But I can definitely guarantee you it is worth it. And this is a total coincidence. I played this Immortal game exactly in the Scandinavian. So let's check. It happened a couple of days before the start of, before the release of the course. So I was just unable to include the game in the Middlegame section, even though I will add it a bit later. I was playing obviously with the black color. My current score was 4.5 out of 5. I had a very good run in the first rounds. My opponent was Kristaps Kruskans, FIDE master. And I know Kristaps pretty well because I played against him many times before. And he is a very principled player. He's not afraid to fight. He likes complicated positions. He knows his theory really well. And guess what? I used some online resources as the opening 3. And I checked that he plays where was this? Either in chess.com or Leeches, about 8,000 blitz games. So even though he's not very active over the board, he's living and breathing online chess. And I checked his opening repertoire. He knows his stuff. So I thought, you got it. It's going to be the Scandinavian. So I played the Scandinavian. He, by the way, responded very quickly. Queen d5, knight c3, queen a5. Answering your question, what type of Scandi is it? Of course, it's queen a5. Because one of the greatest experts in the world in the Scandinavian with queen a5 is Igor Kovalenko, the co-author. So he played d4, knight f6, bishop d2, pretty poisonous system, c6, and bishop c4. This, of course, is in the course. I believe it's the chapter number, I don't remember. Then something, I don't know, white avoids, knight f3. I don't remember the numbering, to be honest. So I play bishop f5. There's all kinds of interesting systems that white can try. But here, Kristaps play knight e5. Makes perfect sense. He hits the queen on a5. He wants to take on f6 and create unbalances. So I play queen d8, knight f6, and he takes on f6. It feels like it's a normal Tartokov pawn structure, but please don't be fooled by the simplicity of this position, because white, instead of castling short, white can go for the long side. So he gave a check. I play bishop e7, and now my opponent did not play the best move. And guess what? He did not cap my Chessable course. That's why. So he played the long castle, which seems like a very natural, logical move, and yet it's a major inaccuracy. Why? The reason is I get to play b5 and immediately start a counterplay at the queen side. So according to our course, you have to start with knight f3. Why? Because if now black commits to b5, white can castle the short side and exploit the weaknesses that I created at the queen side. So obviously I knew that. So I would castle short. Now he castles the long side. You're probably thinking, what's the big difference? The difference is after b5, white has to know the move, knight h4. And now the game gets really messy. So I cannot really take on c4. I have to respond with the proper continuation. And at the end of the complications, black has at least equal chances. So I knew this. And when I was prepping for the game, I knew that Kristaps online, he plays this system. He played already 95 a couple of times. So basically all I had to do, I had to repeat the respective chapter several times. So I knew what I was doing. And I remembered what I had written. So he played a long castle. I play b5. And now if I play something like bishop d3, which is a possibility, I can either take on d3, try to land the knight on b5 with a very easy counterplay at the queen side, a5, a4, b4, etc. Or maybe I can even afford to be a bit ambitious, put the bishop on e6, that's really nice, and do essentially the same. So I was not yet decided what I'm going to do. And as you can see, there's no knight h4 for white. So he played bishop b3. And I had a feeling that I should probably start with a5. But somehow it just didn't feel right to me, because I thought, what if, since Kristaps is such a sharp player, what if he finds some d5, a4, d6, queen d6 and something, even though objectively I didn't really believe it. So I thought, a5 is a very tempting move, try to provoke out of him either a3 or c3, but let's just start with a short castle. And actually this is a small inaccuracy. I should have started with a short castle. I even saw that he could play a weird move bishop a5, which I did not really believe it makes sense. So after queen a5, queen e7, this queen is surprisingly difficult to get rid of, because any knight e7, rook e8, I always need to watch out for bishop f7, and the rook e8 is hanging. But I had anticipated this, and I thought at least I can play queen d7, knight a6, knight c7, and the bishop on a5 is stupid. Or even maybe something like knight a5 and bishop b4, and what's he doing there? I was not really concerned about this, but I spotted it. He played g4, makes perfect sense. Bishop c8, and rook e1. And as soon as he played this, and by the way, he did it pretty quickly, I was thinking, wait. Did I mix up something? Because there were some lines in the course where I'm supposed to avoid white playing rook e1, so white takes over the e file. And I was thinking, no, but I'm pretty sure I did everything correct. So I was not maybe sure, maybe it's not bishop c8. Maybe it's bishop d7. Did I mix it up? Was it bishop d7 because of rook e8 here? But I thought, okay, whatever. I mean, bishop c8 looks logical. Rook e1, bishop d6. He played h4. And now we are officially in the race. So, who's going to be faster? Him or me? Did I feel I'm taking risks? Sure. I definitely felt some risks here, but I also was confident that I'm the better player. And in the complications, I'm gonna find a way. My opponent played c3, again, makes perfect sense, because if he plays like a3, one of the core ideas is a4, b4, sacrifice a pawn, doesn't matter with what he takes, oh, sorry, not the bishop sack, a3, what does he do even, yeah? So b3, the bishop at a2 looks ugly. I open up the queen side, play queen b6, knight a6, knight e5, knight b5. All you have to know, this pawn does not matter. When you have a direct initiative, it does not matter. Of course, I knew that. So he played c3, he also knew that. And I'm supposed to open up the queen side as quickly as possible, so I play b4. Now there's a very interesting moment. Because I thought originally he has to go bishop c2. Since my threat is like, let's say he makes some random move, a4, this is what I want to do. I want to open up the queen side. Like, if he takes it, there's some rook a1 check, there's some queen b6, etc. So I'm developing initiative like very quickly. So he can't afford to waste time. And I thought it makes sense for him to play bishop c2 and build a battery, attack the pawn, and after g6 play h5. And I thought, wait, whew, wow, did I just misplay this? Because his initiative starts to look really serious. So I calculate the line, b takes. He probably has to take with the bishop because this looks quite dangerous. Like the king is going to walk pretty quickly. And in the worst case, I can just sack the pawn with f5 and develop some initiative at the queen side. So this is what I thought. So I'm thinking I'm pretty good. So I thought he's going to take with the bishop. I'm going to play knight a6. He's going to build a battery. I'm going to sack the pawn. And after g takes, I thought I'm playing knight b4. I'm doing good. So I need to kill his last square bishop. I don't care about the pawn. If he takes it, I obviously take with a pawn. Attack the pawn on a2. If he plays f6, I play g6. There's no mate. If he plays h5, I play queen f6. I'm surviving the attack. And actually, I have a pretty fantastic position. And there's no mate. So I'm thinking about all of this. And suddenly he plays queen e4 instead. And I'm thinking, wait. So obviously I have to play b takes on bishop c3. I have to open up the queen side. But do I go now knight a6? He has some queen c6 resource here, which is something I didn't really anticipate. I'm not really afraid of losing this pawn because it opens up the queen side. But I think I'm quite happy about this. And again, after bishop c2, I can play f5. I can play knight b4. It's the same line. And suddenly, I have like a incredible feeling. I see a move I did not anticipate before. I start to think, what about if I play knight e7? Well, this move literally makes no sense. Because the knight is getting to b4, is it? I'm just hanging the pawn on c6. But now the point is, after queen c6, there's going to be knight b6. And I want to play rook b8, bishop b7. I want to put the knight on d5 and open up the queen side. Suddenly it's not so clear. Okay, wait. You're going to see one of the best moves I've played in the tournament. So he plays bishop c2. You're thinking, yeah, probably g6. There's going to be h5. And what opens up to h5? There's going to be a big attack. I saw this. 5. I think this move deserves a double exclam move because of the powerful idea. If white plays queen f5, I have suddenly knight f6. I defend against the mate, I hit the queen, and I hit the pawn. If he plays queen d3, with the idea to play g5, I include bishop a6 first. If he plays queen f5, I play g6, push back the queen, play knight e5 next, and I'm faster. It's all about who is faster in this position, and it's me. Like, at least I believe so. Like here, knight e5, h5, bishop f4, here. Even with the naked eye, you got a sense. Black is incredibly fast with his threats, and this pawn, it shouldn't really matter. At least this is what I believe. And I also thought that after, where was this? Bishop a6. Yeah, knight f6, queen d3, bishop a6. Yeah, so I developed a very strong initiative. And I definitely expected that he's going to play something like g takes, knight f6, queen g2, try to get to the pawn here, leave the pawn on c6 alive. And I'm going to play something like, again, without any specific calculations, like knight e5, knight c3, bishop b4, rook b8, etc. But he definitely has some activity at the king side himself. So I was not sure how to evaluate this. And he played queen c6 like in 3 minutes. I just could not believe. Really? So I don't think this pawn on c6 matters at all. And it's all about the initiative here, and it just fuels my attack. Even though 2 of my pieces are under attack, and I thought my minimal program, if I find nothing, I can play rook a6 and continue my initiative. I'm down a pawn, but who cares? My queen side's gonna open up anyway very quickly. But then I noticed there's, again, the idea of knight b6, which makes a bit more sense because this rook belongs at the b file. The knight is getting to d5. So obviously he took the pawn on f5, but very quickly also I played rook b8. And now the point is he can take the third pawn, pinning the knight. After queen f6, I just don't see him any defense. So I'm threatening bishop f4 check. The queen is hanging. He cannot take my knight. Let's say he retreats. I have ideas like this. I have ideas like this. Like this. Like this, etc. Right? So white has those 3 pawns, but what does it matter? I'm having a huge attack. And the white king is completely exposed. I didn't even calculate this. I felt there's going to be something. Absolutely, there's going to be something. So he retreated, queen of 3. Now I made the very easy move, knight e5, because I need to push every single piece I have towards the white king. Again, queen e5 obviously is bishop f4 check, so the queen is hanging. He cannot do that. He played knight e2. I took on c3. I need to kill the bishop that protects the pawn on b2 as quickly as possible. And I thought that b takes on c3 probably loses somehow. Like I could go here, here, give a check. Let's say, where does he even go? Like here, there's definitely a mate somewhere. That's what I felt like. There's no way he's going to survive this. The king is walking, he has 2 pawns, but who cares when I have a direct attack. So this was one of the sample lines I was calculating. I was not really stressed about it. Of course, he took with the knight. I play queen b6, hit the weakness. And this is the moment when my opponent probably started to become nervous. First time. He realized my initiative is very strong. I always felt like this. But the point is, I also was expecting here some craziness, like I forgot to check this line. If he plays f6, queen takes on b2 and king d2. And I thought these are incredibly sharp lines, because he's also generating his own threats, and also he's threatening to play rook b1. But I have at least rook b4. And with very powerful threats like rook d4, maybe bishop f5 at some point. At the worst case, I can play g6, make sure I'm not blundering a checkmate. I think you're going to agree that black's initiative feels very powerful here, right? So I also thought that if he plays something like bishop b3, I play queen d4. I win back one of the bishops. I want to play bishop b7, rook c8, a4. Even here, I was thinking maybe I can just play a4 right away. Sacrifice this pawn so that the knight is misplaced. Then play queen d4, bishop b7, rook c8, open, open, open as quickly as possible. So I was feeling pretty good. He played knight e1. And my gut instinct immediately told me this is wrong. It's wrong. It's very passive. Even though it protects the pawn on b2, the knight on d1 is not doing anything. So I took the pawn on d4. He played queen e4. And I'm thinking, I'm definitely better here, right? So I have 2 bishops. He has an exposed king. He wants to play f6. Checkmate me, obviously. And I thought, at least I can go here. If I find nothing. So I can go here. I can play bishop b7, rook c8, a4, etc. But something tells me there's more. There's more here. And I cannot really explain where this came from. I suppose it's some sort of a pattern recognition. So I noticed one thing. So I can go bishop before check. He goes here. I can play queen e2. Try that with a mate. The knight leaves. And I notice, oh wow, there might be a rook sacrifice on b2. And I start to calculate, and it quite doesn't work in the beginning. But the more I spend calculating here in this position, I'm thinking, feels right. It just feels completely right. Let's just work it out. And I spent here like 10-15 minutes, so I still had enough time. I found it. So I play bishop f4 check. He has no choice really. Rook e3, according to engine, is the best move. Give up the exchange for a losing position. Of course, he did not do that. I play queen d2. He plays knight e3. And now comes one of the finest moves of the game. So I already played some impressive moves in the game, like f5, this double pawn sack move. I saw bishop f5. Very beautiful move. And the lines are even prettier. The point is, he can't capture either of the bishops without avoiding any material losses. So if he takes the pawn on the bishop at f4, I give a check here. Bishop d1. So I attack the pawn on b2 and deliver a checkmate on c1. He can't dodge those two threats at the same time. If he takes with the knight, the queen on the 4 is hanging. If he takes with the rook, there's a mate. If he defends against the mate, there's mate on c1. It could be a line like e3 is just take on b3, yeah, or checkmate with the bishop. So I saw this. I also saw if he takes with the knight, I'm going to sack the rook. He cannot avoid not taking. I just take the bishop. So I had to check the knight on h6, knight on e7. There's no tricks. Like, I had to make sure I'm not blundering some rook on the 5th rank, rook h5, checkmate, etc. Obviously, there's no rook on the 5th rank. I know the checkmate pattern. There's no defense. So he cannot take with the knight. If he takes with the king, I give a check. The bishop on b3 cannot defend against because of the pin. King a1 is going to be queen c3 mate. And here it's the important bishop d6. So the point is, takes. King goes here. I give a check. King goes here. And I do not take the queen. I just give a mate. Very, very important idea. And so he cannot take with the knight. He took with the queen. And I sacrificed rook anyway. Double exclam move in a row, basically. Rook takes on b2. Again, same idea. King takes on b2. I play rook b8 check. Queen b4 or bishop d6, whatever you choose. There's a mate. He has nowhere to go. No way to cover the b file. And he played king a1 pretty quickly. Like, apparently the time is calculated, right? No. It's time for the third double exclam move in a row. Conclude this crazy game. Just rook takes on c2. By the way, he was also threatening with a mate on h7. I take it away. And now he realized. He realized that after knight c2, there's rook... Oh, sorry. Queen c3 check here, rook b8 check. There's no king c1. He cannot escape. The bishop at f4 guards the c1 square. He took with a queen. And now bishop b5 check. He realized. It's time to resign. He resigned. Because after king b1, I give a check. Queen b3, I take it. And deliver a mate on the board. So it didn't happen. And after bishop e5, he resigned. So I was incredibly happy about the game. And I went home. I would check with an engine. Engine said this was basically the perfect game. Like, this was such a massive compliment to me. And I made a couple of inaccuracies. If I would go back a couple of moments, I think the inaccuracy I did was, let me try to find it. First, it was the shoot castle. I should have played a5 immediately, and then I had better prospects, because now if he plays c3, just makes no sense. I haven't castle short. So this is one inaccuracy. Second inaccuracy, according to an engine, it was somewhere here. Yeah, I think engine was saying something else like b4 was not the best or something. There was something better, but either way, no moment that was worse. And the engine fully supports this idea of f5. And now comes the best part. Did I know this idea? No. I realized this is not present in the course. Like, no, this idea doesn't exist. Because the pawn sack, which felt natural to me, I think I had seen it somewhere. I don't know where it came to me. This is not from the course. So I will definitely update it. And basically in the course, what we said, that white has to include knight f3. this nuance, this move order, that after the show castle, this is risky for white because of b5, a5, and black develops initiative. That's it. We didn't mention anything else. And apparently this was quite a still important theoretical game. And the entire concept of sacrificing the two pawns with knight e7, f5, and queen f5, knight f6, queen c6, knight b6. Engine says queen c6 for white is a mistake, which I felt at the gut instinct level, and I was completely correct. So that's it. This is my Immortal game I played, and I gotta tell you this. It's probably the best game I've ever played. There's definitely some, like I have played one game where I made two queen sacrifices in a row. But this is not it. This is like a different level completely. And those couple of moves I made, they made me very, very proud. So that's it. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do, right? Please press like, write your comment. What do you think about it? If you have already the course, how does it feel? Have the course? Have you already started to study it? If you are not really sure, make sure to head over to Chessable and check the course. It's released only a couple of days, like I already said. The link is going to be in the description. And this is fantastic game. I got to compliment myself. Anyway, thank you for watching this. And if, of course, you're not yet a sub of my channel, I will really, really appreciate if you're going to do it. And I will be making more content. So this is also part 1 of my Latvian Championship recap. You can expect now part number 2 of the championship, where I'm taking on the leading Latvian Grandmasters in a couple of days. Stay tuned.